adaptation by Anderson Tame, Zoe Jamelia, Corella Fabiola, and Luna Esomba. Introduction. Every day, over 1,000 tons of waste is disposed on the land, rivers and air of the Douala local community. This makes Douala an uncomfortable and awful place to live in, as it is a major aspect triggering the health safety of its inhabitants. But have you ever asked yourself, what if the air we breathe every second and the food we consume every day is harming our health? Hello everyone, we are Cambridge IGCSE Global Perspective students, aiming to effectively reduce pollution in the Douala local community. This video aims to identify the causes of pollution, its effects, and the course of action, while exploring different perspectives, notably personal, local, and national. Let's start by defining pollution. According to Nathanson, 2025, pollution can be defined as the addition of any substance or any form of energy to the environment at a rate faster than it can be dispersed, diluted, decomposed, recycled, or stored in some harmless form. There are several things that causes pollution in Douala, which includes poor waste management. When waste or plastic is dumped on the ground due to the limited supply of dustbins, some materials among those are very harmful to the environment, specifically the soil. Eventually, this contaminates plants, hence making the food we consume unsafe due to the poor waste disposal and management. According to Business in Cameroon, 2025, 30% of the waste disposed in the environment remains uncollected, contributing to the city's sanitation problems. Industrial activities. Industries in Douala emit a colossal amount of toxic gases, polluting the air and environment. Its impacts extends beyond harming the environment, but goes furtherly by shattering the health safety of local inhabitants. According to Research Key ND, 80% of interviewed individuals cited ill health as a result of industrial pollution, with 10% citing odour and smell as a contributing factor. Factories and contaminated rivers of Douala. As many factories in Douala produce waste liquids, they are tempted to dump these waste liquids into the river instead of treating it properly. The different substances in the waste liquids mixes with the clean river water, making it toxic and unsafe. This makes the clean water supply limited for those in need, which might make people who rely on river water sick. From our interviews, we saw that many people suffered from dehydration, cholera, and diseases linked to poor water quality due to the contaminated water they have to drink in order to survive. Unfortunately, pollution in Douala has led to several drawbacks. They significantly involve human health impacts. Pollutants in crops, dust and soil can have huge impacts on the well-being of the population. Children, who have a higher than usual risk, often river play in the dirt and absorb greater amounts of poisons. Some of the toxic pollutants in the soil, including lead, cadmium and arsenic, are known to poison children by lowering their IQ, causing kidney damage and increasing the risk of cancer. Sedano, 2025. Many farm workers suffer from poisoning by pesticides and herbicides, causing an even greater risk of chronic disease. Pollution in the community of Carrefour Mbolpi, where most of Douala's 2.5 million population lives, is in the highest of the highest pollution. Douala has one of the highest rates of traffic and industrial emissions, resulting in one of the highest rates of pollution in Africa. Crime and Pollution in Douala, 2025. As a consequence, there are also impacts on the environment. Restoring land that has been heavily polluted is big business, but it is both expensive, financially, and time-consuming, needing continuous assessment and monitoring over time. Dyed polluted soils cannot be used to grow food, nor can they be used by animals, causing even more loss of biodiversity. This loss of biodiversity is compounded by the loss of land for other rooted vegetation such as plants and species, such as amphibians, pollinators, and other animals that rely on the land for survival. This ongoing degradation of the land also weakens the food webs and other ecosystems. Sedano, 2025. Food and water impacts. Crops with soil pollution through heavy metals, industrial waste, and pesticides lose productivity, and this disrupts the foods chain. Upon sanitizing the primary master plan, Douala City 2021, 41.2% of isomented their waste unregulatedly dumped in drainage pits, waters, and vacuumed ground which is used as waste marsh. Contaminated waste streams directly or indirectly harm the productivity of distant farms, and industrial pollution reduces the potential productivity in farming. Admin 2022. Solving land pollution in Douala is very challenging. We can clearly see through those consequences that global warming has led to high repercussions to the environment and well-being of Douala inhabitants. There are several things that could be done by local governments and individuals to significantly reduce pollution's implications. They involve increase the number of dustbins in public sectors. People in Douala primarily dispose waste on land due to the unavailability of dustbins. Increasing the number of dustbins in public sectors is important to reduce the rate of pollution. When more dustbins are available, people will be less likely to throw trash on the ground. This will make the environment cleaner, safer, and it minimizes health risks. Local governments especially should be in charge of implementing this course of action. Strengthening policies and regulation. According to UNEP Global Assessment of Soil Pollution, strengthening policies for industrial waste management is one of the most critical solutions for soil contamination. The report highlights that in Douala's Bassa industrial zone, there is lead greater than 100 milligrams per kilogram and cadmium 2 to 5 million nanograms per kilogram in soils, which is above oleracea safe limits. So, reinforcing regulations will mean regular soil testing and community monitoring to largely decrease soil pollution in Douala. Industrial site actions. Pollutant industries should decide to step up and by reducing their unhealthy activities for the well-being of the Douala population. According to the Cameroonian news agency 2024, some industrial operators have begun taking actions to reduce the environmental impact of their daily practices by managing their waste and emissions. They add by saying that 83% of the residents are exposed to unsafe environmental conditions. This shows how industrial site actions can significantly reduce pollution's effects. To solve this issue, we also took the initiative to build contracts with different community leaders, asking them to participate in different community cleanups. These contracts aimed to maintain a sustainable local environment. Local perspective. Douala inhabitants perceive pollution as a situation that rises discomfort, frustration, and impact to their health and life's quality. Areas like Carrefour Mbopi are one of the most affected in the city due to the crowded nature. Tekum Marie, a local vendor, says, "The air is thick with smoke from the factories. This with a scorching sun and heat." She is one of 2.5 million, 83% inhabitants of the city, according to the World Air Quality Report, which ranks Douala amongst the top 10 most polluted cities in Africa. Cameroon News Agency 2024. Proceeding in our interviews, residents in sectors like Newbell, Aqua and Ndokoti saw this issue as extremely concerning, as several businesses were destroyed due to the unfavourable environmental conditions. This imposes a severe financial strain, hence leading to a poorer lifestyle. Kwana, global perspective. From all around the world, pollution in Douala is seen as a pressing and growing issue that needs immediate solutions in order to enhance the overall growth of the economy. Soil pollution is at its peak in Douala. According to OK International 2023, the soil around lead battery industries in Douala is heavily contaminated, with some fence line samples containing as much as 15% lead. The organisation points out that these industries don't have proper safety measures, like air filters, which allows harmful lead dust to spread into nearby neighbourhoods. Conclusion: